Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमतास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमतास्य पद्म पादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरोन् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं Sadgurum Brahmavitvaram. We read the first verse as a Mangalacharan. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. We have seen in these first few verses that the human birth is the most rare. Jantunam narajanma durlabam atapumstvam. And even as a human birth, to have the determination to live according to one's own goal of life, whatever it be, but having the determination to achieve any goal purposefully is called Manushya. That is called Pumstvam, being a Purusha. Purusha does not mean a body of a male, but a determined mind. Gurudev used to say, when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, the entire parliament, there was only one man, and that was Indira Gandhi. Such a determined person, like Thatcher also. People who have great purpose and great determination in their life, they are called people of Pumstvam. Tato Viprata, also having the ability to comprehend what is said in the scriptures. That is called Viprata. So, Jantunam Narajanma Durlama Mata Pumstvam Tato Viprata Tasmad Vaidika Dharma Marka Parata. Leading a life of nobility according to what is said in the scriptures to achieve even Dharma. Even to know what is right, even to know what is the righteous way of living is itself not only knowing, but living according to that is the most difficult. So that is considered as more rare. Vaidika Dharma Marga Parata. Vidvatvam is the Shravana Yogyatvam, meaning intending to gain the knowledge from the right source with patient listening and faith. One may listen, but faithless also one can listen. Without faith, when you listen, it doesn't stay. When a person says something, if you do not have trust on that person, that knowledge will not stay. So, Vidvatvam is Shravana Yogyatvam. And beyond that also, Vittvatvam Asmat Param Atmanatva Vivechanam. That is Manana, where an individual is able to clearly see what is real and what is not real, what is temporary, what is permanent, uh, what is eternal, what is ephemeral. These kind of an inquiry, when it takes place in the mind and living according to that contemplative state of mind, is called Atmanatya Vivechanam. Tad Anubhavaha, Swa Anubhavaha is called Nididhyasana. Ability to sustain in meditation with an intent to experience the higher nature. Swanubhavam. Brahmatmana samstitihi samadhi, where an individual is able to abide by the higher nature. Highest nature of oneself is none other than Brahmatvam, eternality, immortality, and constant bliss, unimpeded bliss. Brahmatmana samstitihi. So these are all considered as blessings. Jantonam narajanma durlabam. Durlabam yad durlabam tat anugrahameva. Whatever is considered as rare is also considered as the blessing, because it is not by your effort. Have you become human because of your effort? I was a dog and put a lot of effort to become human. How can a dog put any effort to become human being? Or I lived with a lot of human and therefore I became human. That also you can't say. What effort you have put to become human? So that is considered as blessing only. So all these are all blessings. Jantonam narajanma durlabam tato pamstvam tato viprata tasmat vaidika dharma marga parata vidvatvam asmat param atmanatma vivechanam swanubhavo brahmatmana samstitihi. Muktirno shatajanma koti sukrutaihi punyaihi vinalabhyate. Without the merits acquired through many lives. In the yesterday's class also, there was a discussion on Panchadashyan, whether the punya is produced or acquired. Produce or acquired. Evil you can produce. Punya you have to acquire. Punya you cannot create. I am creating punya. No, not possible. Punya is nishpatti, whereas papam is utpatti. Papa utpattihi rajasena. Punya nishpattihi satvikena. By sattva, one acquires punya. By rajas, one produces evil. So, shatajanma koti sukritaihi punyaihi vina na labhyate mokshaha. Liberation is not possible. Freedom from bondage is not possible without the merits acquired through many lives. So that is what is said. In essence, there are broadly three things which are considered as God's grace. What is God's grace? You see, what is already there when we fail to see, that is curse. What is already there which you are able to see, that is grace. Now, for example, do you see air? Can you deny that there is air? But we are breathing. Do you think breathing is a grace or it so happens? Those who are giving delivery to baby, they know it. The crucial point is the fellow has to start breathing on its own. Until that point, the child is breathing through the mother. Right? When that umbilical cord is cut, that fellow has to start now. Start breathe, then they will put upside down. I don't know, I've not seen that, but I was told. When they did it to me, I didn't even realize that. I was not aware of that. The child has to breathe on its own. It's a great miracle. So it is said that anything that is already there which we are not able to see, it itself is a curse. If somebody is breathing and says there is no God, that person, it's a curse on his mind only. As Gandhiji beautifully said, those who deny God are those who are seeing but denying the eyes. अरे आप देख रहे हो ना, हाँ फिर क्या, आंख कहाँ है? Eyes are there, but you are denying your eyes while you are seeing. Similarly, Bhagavan's grace is always there, but we tend to deny it constantly. That itself is a curse. Now, as I said, first and foremost blessing that we have received is Manushyatva, being a human, which is not out of my effort. And the second blessing, it is said in this second, verse number 3, which let us read that and then go. I think we have already explained it. Anyway, we'll read again. Durlabam trayame vaitat devanugraha hetukam manusyatvam mumukshutvam Mahapurusha samshrayah Durlabam trayame vaitat devanugraha hetukam Manushyatvam mumukshutvam Mahapurusha samshrayah. Manushyatvam, tvam means state, being. Manushya, being a human, itself is a grace. Deva anugraha. Hetukam karanam. Devanugraha karanam. That is the cause for the being, for the what you call the fortune of, for the benefit of living like a human being is a great source of joy for all of us. For think about your life different from that of an ant or a cat or a dog. You have to congratulate yourself for this. How cursed they are. They have no self-volition, choice to live this way or that way. Whatever comes is what they have to eat. Rain or shine, they have to just bear, they have tolerated, bear it. There is no choice. Whereas as human being, we have a lot of choices. The ultimate choice is to liberate. Mumukshutvam. And if we deny that choice to ourselves, the next he is going to say, it's like suicidal. Mumukshutvam also, the desire to liberate ourselves is also a grace. See, when we have studied in the schools or universities and many other things, but we were not told about liberation, about moksha. Are they teach us a subject? Science, math, geography, moksha. That is not given to us. The choice is not there. Moksha as a subject. So if at all one gains that understanding that there is a way to get out of this whole bondage, if that thought even comes to your mind, that's grace only. Bhagavan's grace. So that is why we tell the parents, no, Balviyar parents, you are bringing your child to expose to this knowledge is Bhagavan's grace through you to that boy or girl. Because the child would not have any idea about this throughout their life if they are not introduced to this. Who else will talk to them like that? So you are not acting on your own. Bhagavan's grace is acting through you. May their grace and blessings flow through us to the world around us. At least the world around us is our own children only. At least those children, you should go show your grace. Bhagavan's grace through you. So the moksha, even that desire to liberate oneself, even that thought is given to you, that is Bhagavan's grace. The second one. Third one is Mahapurusha Samshraya, ability to surrender to the lotus feet of a Mahatma. That is the highest grace Bhagavan can give. Ishvaro Guru Ratmedi Murti Beda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Sri Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Bhagavan Dakshinamurti is worshipped as three ways he functions. Ishvaraha Guru Atma. Bhagavan as Guru Ishvara. Guru is his own manifestation. And Atman in ourselves is also his manifestation. He tries to connect all the three. Ishvaro Guru Ratmedi Murti Beda Vibhagine. You are acting in three ways. And he brings the Guru to the self to introduce to Bhagavan. He himself introduced self-introduction. He is introducing himself through the Guru. So, Murti Veda Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya, oh, the one who has universal presence. So, the Guru is none other than Bhagavan directly coming to us to take us to himself. So, Mahapurusha, that is Mahapurusha means the men of knowledge who Maha, why it is called Maha? Because they have realized Mama Atma Sarva Bhutatma iti. Mahan Atma Yasya Saha Mahatma. One who has understood one's own self as the universal one. So, Mahapurusha Samshaya, these three are considered as great blessings from the Lord himself. So, when you meet a Mahatma, a man of great knowledge and realization, you should understand it is the Lord's grace that has brought it now. Gurudev used to say, the people don't understand. They call the Mahatmas, "Hi Mahatma, I have a question for you." Over the phone, I want moksha. So, what to do? Today's world, even that is available in the marketplace. That's what they think. Okay, if somebody says, I know that I am a human being, but I have all these various objects of the senses available, created by the Lord. God has created the whole thing for us to enjoy, right? Otherwise, did he create? Things to see, things to smell, eat, taste, and so all those things are created. So why do you think that it is a bondage? So now you see what happens when one does not realize that moksha or liberation is the highest purushartha, highest purpose or goal of life. What happens? Now you see here, verse number 4. Labdva katanchin jarajanma durlabam tatrapi pumstvam shruti paradarshanam yasvatma mukto nayate tamudadihi sahyatmaha swam vinihantya sadgrahat. Labdva kadanchin narajanma durlabam tatrapi pumstvam shruti paradarshanam yasvatma mukto nayate tamudadihi sahyatmaha swam vinihantya sadgrahat. Katanchit, somehow or the other, labdva, having gained, Narajanma Durlabham. This great rare opportunity of being a Nara, a human. Tatrabi, even there, Pumstvam, a determination to live according to one's ideal. See, if one has no purpose in life, such a person's life is like the river that is flowing down from the hills and not reaching the ocean. What happens? On the way, it gets depleted. Isn't it? In the same way, when we do not have the highest goal in life, we somehow, somewhere, we get stuck. Yesterday also I was writing on that point in some other occasion, some other what called reason. So it's like a water that, the rain that is coming down from the hills becoming a river, it has to reach the ocean. That is its final goal. But on the way, it stops somewhere or get caught up in a pond or a lake, etc., and that stopped. Then what happens? It is like the souls who have forgotten their final result, final goal is moksha. Instead, they get caught up in their own whirlpool of vasanas. Then what happens? The grace of the nature is so good that the sun god exhausts that water again. Right? And the heavy sun rays are going to evaporate that water, take it up on the sky, convert that into clouds, again come back as rain. Chalo, another chance. Another chance, Lelo. Again it comes down there. Now you have a chance, no, go to the ocean. That is called rebirth. We also get stuck in between do the whirlpool of vasanas. Bhagavan says, okay, chalo, next agle janam, lelo. Take another birth. Let us see what happens. Another birth. Wahan pe kuch डूब गया. Again you get, chalo. Bhagavan is so compassionate. In this life also is not possible. Okay, chalo, ek और. So here, tatrapi pumsvam, even as one gets that human birth along with the manhood, Shruti, and second is further he says Shrutipara Darshanam. Even as you got the opportunity to learn about the highest goal through your study of scriptures. Gurudev used to say that there are people who are very curious intellectually and they keep on learning, but never put anything in their life. Abhi I am going to listen to Swami Chinmayananda's Gita. I want to know what is there in Bhagavad Gita. After listening to that, after some time they say, okay, I want to learn about Islam. I want to learn about the Bible. I want to learn about this. They spend their time in intellectual exercises. Shruti para darshanam. Shruti para means the outer limits of the Shruti. What it is pointing out as the total final goal. Shruti para darshanam. Complete knowledge of the scriptures. Yaha, he who to atma muktau na yateta. One who does not put any effort, na yateta, does not put effort for what? Atma muktau, for one's own liberation. And what is he? Mudhati, deluded fool. A person who, having understood what is there in the scriptures, and even as he reads it, yet not putting any effort to liberate oneself. Na yateta, na prayatnam karoti. Does not put any effort. Swamiji, yes. What effort you're putting? We are already tired. Every day we are working morning till evening. Our worldly life itself is so much effort. एक और effort क्यों? Where is the time? We don't have a time and we don't have energy to do anything. What effort has to be put? Here the prayatnam is not about doing, it is about not doing. हाँ, ये नहीं करने के लिए भी प्रयत्न होना चाहिए. When you have an intent or a desire to sit and watch a late night movie, not to see is a prayatna. समझ में आया? It is like when my doctor has told that I am diabetic, not I am, but I'm just saying an example. When the sweet is in front of me, not to eat that is a prayatna. See? And that itself is an effort. What effort is that? Here, and not in a physical body. Some people say, no, Swamiji, I am convinced that I should not eat. But my hand goes for that. see how it goes there. When you have understood the health is important, not going for the second serving, that is prayatnam. Is it not a prayatnam? And what effort is necessary? Tell me, how much you have to sweat for it? How much time you need and how much you have to sweat for that? Tell me. Swamiji, a lot of effort, what? ये मोक्ष के लिए ये इतना प्रयत्न होना चाहिए. What effort you are thinking here? नहीं करने का है. Not to do that. Not what your vasanas are prompting you to do. That is an effort. Not you have to sweat, not that you have to externally, physically exert. But this is why we realize that when scriptures talk about prayatna, we think it is something, oh, Swamiji, मैंने 3 माला खत्म किया. Swami, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. 3 times I finished माला. आप खुश होगे? जब मुझे कृष्ण करने के लिए ये आप करोगे. It is not for भगवान की खुश के लिए. Bhagavan has to become happy. Bhagavan is happy when you stop doing your foolish things. That's a moodadi. Stupid one. Nayateta, one who does not put effort in what? Atma muktaye, Atma muktau. See, freedom or liberation is not something you get it from somewhere outside. It is you have to claim it. It is a thing that you have to reclaim. You have to discover it, which is already there. See, it is as I give the example, if you go for the second serving of the food and you know that it will make your stomach upset or it will become so heavy, and not to do that will give you eventually what? Today I feel so light. Why? I ate light. Or you go to bed early, next morning you wake up, I had a wonderful sleep, I had a longer sleep. Because what? Yesterday I didn't spend late hours in doing something else. Or when you are so angry and upset over someone and you stopped shouting, because of which your mind is not agitated about that situation, or you have become not inimical to somebody or did not hurt somebody, are you not feeling relieved? That freedom comes from where? Somebody gave it to you. Is it not something you claimed yourself? So, when we withdraw from our usual habits and the usual way of doing things, with the help of the knowledge gained from the scriptures, we realize how wrong it is, or how it is unnecessary. And when you stop doing that, that is prayatna. That is a real prayatna. Don't say that, oh, I'm going to the temple, I'm anga pradakshina, I'm doing, no, no, going around, round, and then fasting. You do fasting or feasting. You do any amount of anga pradakshina or rolling on the ground. Moksha will not get. You will not get liberated. Something else will happen. Yes, Swatma Muktau. Yes, to Yaha to Atma Muktau na yate tamudati. And so, such a person who does not put any such effort to liberate oneself, what is he? Atmaha. He is committing suicide. A very strong word Shankaracharya uses. Vinihanti asadgrahat. Swam vinihanti. He kills himself. Asadgrahat, by holding on to what is false. Holding on to something which is unreal. What is temporary, you hold on to it. You are killing yourself, you are destroying yourself, because the object or a thing that you are holding on itself is impermanent. How do you expect your permanency out of that? Such a person is considered as a suicidal person, or committing suicide. Who is a person who commits suicide? Tell me. Who commits suicide? One who is depressed, one who is dejected, one who has no lost interest in life, one who is rejected by the world. Isn't that that? Interestingly, if you ask a person who say, I'm so itna tak gaya hoon, I am going to commit suicide. So you go and ask him, oh, you're committing suicide? Yes. All right. What do you think at the end what will happen? After committing suicide, no, I will kill myself. And then? So I'll be happy. How will you be happy after you die? We will be happy. That's a different thing. But how will you be happy? How will you be happy? That means to say, the one who dies is not you. If you have to be happy after death, that means the one who's dying is not you. Think about it. One person told his friend, I am done with this life. I'm so frustrated. I am going to lie down on the railway track tomorrow morning. Done. I'm finished. I am decided to do that. So the other friend said that, okay, I'll see you in the morning. So morning that fellow was going towards the railway track to put his head there or put his body there. But he was carrying something. I'm carrying my breakfast. Why? In case the train is late, I'll be hungry. We want to have a comfortable killing ourselves. Another person who wants to hang from that ceiling. My friend said, all the best. Closed the door and went. After some time he came back, he was still not. Hey, what happened? Hey, it's very, very painful. What do you think? It'll be joy to kill yourself. So, this we can understand and laugh at, but what we are doing is that also true, that we are also committing suicide. Why? But by ignoring the repository of joy that is already there in us and not claiming that inherent bliss in us, that itself is a suicide. Atmaha, Atmanam Hanti iti Atmaha. Swam Vinihanti, kills himself. Asadgrihat, due to holding on to the unreal. Asat. In Tamil, Asat means Asad. Asad means stupid. Such an individual holding on to Asad is Asad only. So here, Bhagavan Shankaracharya very clearly says, if you have gained the human body somehow, also you have become a man of some determination, also you have learned the scriptures, and still you don't. We can understand a person who has not even having an idea about moksha and he is not striving for it. You can understand that. The majority of the people are like that, is it not? You go on the road and ask, you know Brahman? Who is that person? How many of them even know about the highest self? No. Moksha. How many of them know? One person came to me and said, Swamiji, I heard your lecture on all. Yeah. I've decided what? Moksha chahiye mujhe. Moksha. Okay. अब दे दो ना. I said, कहाँ से ले दो? Is it something which is in my pocket? No, चलो चलो ले लो. You have to claim it yourself. Nobody can give it. So if even after listening to the scriptures and understood what it is and how it is to be done, even then if a person does not do it, it is indeed a miserable existence. Continuing there in the verse number 5, he says, Ita kaun vasti moodhatma yastu swarte pramadyati durlabam manusham deham prapya tatrapi paurusham Itakon vasti moodhatma yastu swarte pramadyati durlabam manusham deham prapya tatrapi paurusham. The same idea is reiterated here. Itaha is there. Than this person. Itaha means than this. Moodhatma ka konu asti is there. Than this, is there any other greater fool? Yaha, he who swarte purusharte pramatyati, one who errs, one who is not following, not pursuing the greatest purushartha. See, the word purushartha means purushaihi artyate iti purushartha. What is coveted by everyone, every human being. If you ask anyone, what is that you want in your life? The answer is so universal. Happiness. Isn't it? Anybody who says, I want unhappiness? Anyone? Even, not even human being, other living beings also are looking for happiness only. But their concept of happiness is very limited. A dog or a cat or a bird or any animal, their idea of happiness is what? Eat, mate, sleep. That is all it is. Eating, mating, and sleeping. These are the three possible areas of happiness. But human, larger house. A cat is not looking for a larger house, or a dog is not looking for its own house. Not. Better car. See the human condition, I think the dogs and others are more content. They just want to eat, sleep. Whereas human, so many distractions. iPhone 13, huh? 13 has come? 13. 13. This week, see. iPhone 13. iPad Pro. iPad Lite. Whatever. It goes on and there's no end at all. So human happiness is indefinable. Nobody can give a definition of happiness. Because it changes from person to person, and it changes in the person also. What is happiness today? 10 years later, you ask me what is happiness, it would have changed. Or not even 10 years, next week. What gave me happiness today will not give the happiness in 1 week from now. Or what gave me happiness today morning would not give. So let us say that I am after this class, what are you going to have? Breakfast. What? Breakfast. Breakfast is not happiness at the after for at the evening at 8 o'clock. Will you have breakfast? Oatmeal. That is not it. So even what gave me, of course, in the morning, early morning, what I have gave that happiness, but that happiness would not be when if you give me the same thing, evening time. Every moment our happiness idea changes. That's why, parents are so frustrated. What makes this person, my child, unhappy? Am I happy? I don't know. Every day it changes. So, that being the case, even though we are all looking for happiness, but nobody can define it. This is what is the happiness. Nobody. Therefore, pursuing that relative nature of happiness will keep you engaged endlessly in this world. As your mind is changing, the objects are changing, circumstances are changing. That is why they say, oh Swamiji, what is said in Mahabharata or Bhagavatam or where they talk about happiness at that time has nothing to do with now. There the happiness may be something else at that time, some 6,000, 10,000 years back. But our today's world, that happiness is not correct. Yes, because you are talking about happiness derived from outside you. Definitely it will change. What gave happiness to your grandfather, you would not get it the same way today. Or you would not be content with that today. So Purushartha, the highest Purushartha is what? Not happiness. Not just happiness. It is not seeking happiness, but being that happiness. The understanding should be clear here. Not to become happy, but being the very source of happiness, not out of something. The joy is not anymore an external thing derived from an external object. I myself become the nature of happiness. Ananda Swarupa. That is considered by scripture as Purushartha. That the highest Purushartha that is. Ananda. The ability to discover that joy or the happiness or the bliss with no external aid. Then anything around changes, nothing changes in him. Wherever he goes, yogaratova, bhogaratova, sangaratova, sangavihina, yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati. Isn't it? Such a person enjoys wherever he is. Which means that happiness is no more derived from anything else, and he becomes the very source of happiness. That happiness does not mean hey. It's not like that. It's not smiling. The inner contentment where there is no need for anything else. Nothing I need. I'm happy with myself. That joy, that freedom, that liberation, that bliss is Purushartha. In that Swarte Yaha Pramadyati. One who errs, one who does not do that. One who is Pramadyati. Pramada means what? Erroneousness. Pramadana. Pramada means, in Tamil, Pramada means great. Here, Pramada means becoming erroneous, inadvertence, failing, not accomplishing. That's called pramada. Yes, swarte paramadyati, having gained dueham durlabam manusham deham prapya, the most difficult thing to get, that is a human birth. Having got that, tatrapi paurusham, and also the mind that is determined to get something, accomplish something. Such an individual indeed is Mudhatma, so foolish. So this way he had, why he has re-emphasized this point, because you are capable of doing. You are human and you have a determination, you have the understanding of what the scriptures are saying, still why are you not doing? It is like the child is grown up and then the parents have decided to send the child to the school, and they are paying the fee and they are giving you all the support, and you go there and not study. क्या हुआ तुमको? What is happening to you? Is it not that is the parents get frustrated? Then, oh, see, there are enough people in this world who do not have the access to the education, but you have that and still you are doing. It is funny, one stand-up comedian I was listening to, and he said, when I was growing up in India, whenever I do not complete the meal, little thing I leave in the plate, my mother used to taunt me, eat fully. There are in Africa people who don't have food, and you are wasting, eat. He was very heavy, huh? So he said, I ate, and still they are serving. So my eating or not eating has not changed the situation there. It's a fun, no doubt, but it is true. Even as you are given all the chances, yet you are not making use of it. That's what Shankaracharya frustrates. Even as you got human being birth, and still you have not done anything about it. Now you see, there are people who have, in the name of religion, they do all sort of things. When probably some of you might have come in this country, say around in the 70s or 80s, let us say. How many temples were there when you came into this area? How many temples were there? One. There in the Malibu. Now you know how many are there. You lost count, right? In the name of religion, in the name of this thing, they create so many different things, probably very helpful to people, no doubt about that. But most of these things are done with an intent to bring the people to become more religious, more God-fearing, whatever. But by that very creation of the atmosphere of a temple or various other things, has your life changed? That's a question. Have you become a better person? People who build the temple, they become egoistic about the temple also. We created the temple. We are the managing trustee of the temple. They become more egoistic, more proud, and then fight with each other also. And you fight with it, I will create another temple. अरे ये किसके लिए कर रहे हो तुम? You create a temple, you fight with another another temple. So here Shankaracharya, think about 8th century, Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes at that time, these people who are creating all these kind of, but still they don't realize the whole purpose of the scriptures, where the recognition or realization of the oneness between you and the higher self, if that is not done, what use is all this? So he says in the next verse, you see, Vadantu shastrani yajantu devan kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha आत्मैक्यबोधेन विना विमुक्तिः न सिद्ध्यति ब्रह्मशतान्तरेऽपि वदन्तु शास्त्राणि यजन्तु देवान् कुर्वन्तु कर्माणि भजन्तु देवताः आत्मैक्यबोधेन विना विमुक्तिः न सिद्ध्यति ब्रह्मशतान्तरेऽपि मुक्तिः न सिद्ध्यति. Liberation is not possible. Atma Aikya Bodhena Vina. Without the knowledge of the oneness between the self, limited self, and the higher self. Liberation is not possible by any other method. Vadantu Shastrani. Another version is Patantu Shastrani. Let the people talk about Shastra or read. There are so many Shastris are available, miserable ones. They may have last name also Shastri. Nothing happens. There are people who, they became Chaturvedis, Trivedis, Dvivedis. The name is there, but they never touched the Shastra. Vadantu Shastrani. Let them talk about it, give lectures on it, they read it, whatever. Devan yajantu. Let them do the worship of all the devatas. Karmani kurvantu. Let them do all kinds of rituals. Devataha bhajantu. Let them sing the glory of the gods. Liberation is not coming. You will not get freed from your bondage by all these things. This does not mean, oh, Swamiji, I was just waiting for you to say that. Tomorrow onwards, I am not going to the temple. Finish. Waiting for this. You have told me now. Now I understood. No going to temples. It is like Balware children when they learn, slowly when we teach them. They go home. Then next day or after the weekend, their parents say, okay, let us get ready. Today we are going to have a regular weekly prayer at our prayer room. Come on. The boy who is still sleeping slowly wakes up. What is that you said, Mom? Let us do the prayer. Come on, get up, wash yourself, and let us do the prayer. In the Balvihar, my teacher said, yes, God is everywhere. So, Mummy, do you think God is in my room also? Yes. Under my rug? Yes. I'm already doing the prayer. Why should I get up and do it? This is called crooked logic. Shastra Patanam, Devata Yajanam. All these things are necessary for the sake of the mind to become focused to one thing. That is a must. But by that alone, one does not gain any kind of liberation. It can prepare you, but not give you, or you cannot achieve that. It can prepare you. It is like, as Shankaracharya has put it in Atmabodha also. Very clearly he said, you can give all the ingredients that is necessary for cooking. You bring the water, you bring the oil, you bring the vegetables, you bring the vessel, everything. Can the cooking will happen without fire? Agnim vina. Without the fire, is there a possibility of cooking? Gurudev used to say that newly married couple, and the lady said, today I'm going to cook for you. Okay, is it so? Yes. And I've got a recipe book also. I'm going to just follow that. And the man was happy, okay, do. And after some time, nothing is happening. He goes to the kitchen and said, what did you do? So I put everything. See, all the ingredients I've got from the market, put everything and all that. But nothing is happening. The man looked at the stove. You didn't put it on. But that is not said in the book. It is said on the stove. Yeah, but it didn't say that it ignite the stove. So, various sadhanas are there. Without the Atmaikya Bodha, the knowledge of the oneness of the self with the higher self, Atmaikya Bodhena Vina Vimuktihi, liberation, na siddhyati, not possible. Even as 100 Brahmas come and go, Brahma Shatantarevi. The Brahma's lifetime is 4 yugas. 4 yugas means, you know how much? How many millions of years? And his hundreds of years of Brahma's life, even then, so there is no possibility of, Gurudev is even given the numbers, I'll tell you, which is according to our mythology is equivalent to 311,040,000,000,000 years. Even the light of 100 Brahmas. बोधोन्य साधनेभ्यो हि साक्षात् मोक्षैक साधनम पाहस्य वह्निवज्ञानम विना मोक्षो न सिद्ध्यति. Pakasya vahnivat, like for the sake of cooking, how the fire is important, in the same way, jnanam vina moksha na siddhyati. Without the correct knowledge, there is no possibility of liberation. Because this jnanam is teaching you, indicating you, showing you what is already there, which we are conveniently forgetting. What is the nature of knowledge? Nature of knowledge is to teach you what you fail to see. Is it not true? See, when you learn biology, let us say, or let us say plantology, nowadays there is a specific specialization, plantology, let us say. I don't know whether there is something like this, is there? Plantology. And they create one. Now, earlier also you are looking at the plant. Now, after learning plantology, when you look at it, will you not see that differently? Why? The same eyes are only looking at this. Earlier, before the knowledge of biology or plantology, whatever it is, that was not there. At that time also you looked at the plant. Now, having learned this knowledge, the same eyes with which you are looking at the plant, but your understanding is different. You won't look at it the same way. In the same way, you start understanding yourself differently. You start discovering the inner freedom that is already there, which you have failed to see so long. You ignored it for so long. How did it happen? Knowledge. Atmaikya bodhena vina vimukti na siddhyati. By anything else you do, by any karma, any bhajanam, any kind of various rituals and prayers and fasting and feasting and pilgrimage and donation, dhanam, anything you no, moksha will not get. So, importance of knowledge here. We'll see more of it in the next class. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.